One evening, Geoffrey was making his way to Ulfstead Castle with a special train. This was the debut of the Earl's special service. Lots of important people were on the train, including the Fat Controller. At Ulfstead Castle, Thomas, Toby, Stanley, Rosie, Mavis, the estate engines, as well as the Skarloey engines, were all at the station waiting for Geoffrey to arrive. The special service was a great success, and lots of people were buying tickets to join in on other days when the service would be running. When Geoffrey returned to the castle at the end of the day, he was exhausted. "I've never seen so many people," he puffed. Sir Robert Norby saw how visibly tired Geoffrey was and decided to make the load easier for him. So he telephoned the Fat Controller. "I think I had all the engines out," he said. He then went to see Daisy.
"Oh, good evening, sir. Is there anything I can help with?"
"Indeed there is. The Earl wants another engine to help Geoffrey with his special service, and I know you'll fit the bill because of your space. So tomorrow, I want you to go to Titmouth and take the passengers who booked their seats on the special service to Ulfstead Castle."
"A special service, sir? To Ulfstead Castle?"
"Yes, Daisy. I need you there up bright and early."
"Oh, yes, sir,"
replied Daisy happily. "Donald will look after your passengers while you're away," and he left.
"Oh, Ulfstead Castle. I love going there whenever I help out on my own line. Always full of important people."
"You should be careful, though," replied Ryan.
"Why?"
"I heard from Oliver that Geoffrey can have a bad temper. He experienced it with Jack and the trucks. No one knows if he's changed, so go easy on him. He gets really annoyed when things go south."
"Oh, I will,"
Daisy replied happily. The next day, Daisy was at the sheds early in the morning after being fueled up for the day. She could not wait to start work. "G'day there. You must be the engine that will help me out today."
"Indeed I am,"
replied Daisy proudly.
"My name is Daisy, and I am a diesel rail car."
"Wow, I never saw your kind before."
"You haven't? Well, I'm proud to be your first look at one. Please, tell me a bit about toi, maman."
"Ah, so you speak French too?"
"Oui. Do you speak French as well?"
"For years, yes. You see, before I worked in the coal fields of the Richmond Vale Railway, I was stationed in France during the First World War."
"Oh, you've been to France?"
"Indeed, but only for military work for the Railway Operating Division. I never thought I'd learn the language, but when I was working between Calais to Boulogne, I was taught the language by a translator. Daisy was amazed, and secretly a little jealous.
Well, I've been to France too.
You have? Whenabouts?
About, 20 years ago. I was asked to help on the Tour Provence Alpes Côte d'Azur. A beautiful line. The best part was the viaduct that looked out towards the sea. I too learned the language there fluently.
Well, replied Geoffrey, amused, I'm very happy that you are helping me.
Why's that?
Because the Earl told me last night there will be some tourists coming to the castle from France tomorrow. Given how well you can speak their language, things will run smoothly, as it's been years since I was last in good practice. Are you all right, Daisy?
Oh yes, I'm fine,
replied Daisy, hastily getting out of trance.
Oh well, got to go now. Passengers to collect. Au revoir, Geoffrey,
she said with a forced smile. Daisy was worried. Her jealousy had made her lie to Geoffrey about speaking French fluently, and she shuddered to think how he might react if he found her out. The next day, Daisy was at the big station, and there were lots of people waiting. As some passengers climbed on board, Daisy noticed a couple standing on the platform.
Excuse me, hello? Are you heading for the castle?
The couple looked towards Daisy. Then the wife looked towards her partner and shook her head in confusion.
Excuse me, are you going to Ulfstead Castle?
She asked slowly. Then the woman walked towards her and said,
S10 service?
Daisy was bemused at what the woman had said. She then asked her driver, I don't know, Daisy. I'm not your actual driver. He's away in France. I'm just your lease driver.
Oh, where unknown? Maybe?
The woman's wife was getting annoyed.
S10 service or pas? Well...
Come on, what's the hold-up?
I want to see Ulfstead Castle and the dinosaur park. Oh dear, oh dear.
Hello, Daisy. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be going by now?
Well, I was, but I was asking this couple if they're going to the castle.
Don't you speak French, Daisy? Replied Geoffrey. Before Daisy could reply, the woman's wife looked towards him.
Ça trempe la service?
Then, to their surprise, Geoffrey said, Oui, a-t-on le bon de Daisy?
Oui,
replied the woman holding the ticket.
À la montée pas, s'il vous plaît.
So, what do you know? I've still got it. Daisy scuttled away from the station before giving a reply. After that, she was quiet all day and avoided Geoffrey at all costs. When the day came to an end, she slinked into the shed. Geoffrey was alongside her. You haven't been to France, have you, Daisy?
No.
And you never learnt the language fluently?
Well, I do know a few words I picked up from Driver. He's off in France at the moment, visiting his family for the summer. You're not going to lose your temper now, are you, after finding out my lie?
Well, I might have had before, but over these last few months I've been learning to keep my cool and be more relaxed. I will say I am very disappointed that you lied to me, Daisy. I never thought of you as a lie when I first met you.
Well, The only reason I lied was because I got a little jealous of you after you told me that you've actually been to France during World War I. Just think, despite working at the front, you got to see all of the things I've only dreamed of.
Well, I can understand your infatuation with France, but you shouldn't have lied to me, Daisy. At least you've owned up to your lie. Tell you what, I'll teach you all the French that I know, since it all came back to me today.
You will?
Of course I will, replied Geoffrey. Consider it a thank you present for helping me with the passengers today. So as the days and weeks passed, Daisy learnt as much French as she could from Geoffrey. Whenever she sees a French tourist looking at the station, she now says,
Excusez-moi, bonjour, et vous pour le service spécial?
Oui, and Daisy would be very pleased indeed.